Here at Elko Speedway with Skip Pollack. And Skip, tell us, when did you start racing here?
1970. A lot different than it is today. We had a lot more cars. We won't go into the financial part of it, but it was fun. There was no enclosed trailers. There was tow bars, pickup trucks, tow trucks, gas stations sponsored the cars. Everybody wore white pants. No women in the pits. It was fun. There were no catalogs to buy parts. You built your car in the garage in the wintertime, and if it didn't work that week when you went out, you cut it off and welded something else on. So it was monkey see, monkey do on a lot of stuff. I had my favorite drivers. My favorite driver in my day was Norm Cetron. We kept one of his late models at my home in Bloomington for 3 years, which was great because I seen all the guys every weekend. There were some fantastic drivers. Billy Owis, Ron Olson, Dan Shabrowski, the list just goes on and on. Larry Smith, these guys, they didn't crash either. They ran hard, they went fast, and everybody had a good time. There'd be arguing here at the racetrack, but you go to the bar afterwards and everybody got along.
How about the facility itself? You said that when you first started racing here, it wasn't on the current location.
It was down in the hole, and the first race when Charlie Hansen owned it, there was snow on the ground. And then the new track came in, and we were running at Raceway, and everybody says, go to Elko, go to Elko. Well, Elko was way bigger, and it was intimidating. But the late models went fast, and then we ran hobbies and sportsmen's, and it got to where I liked coming out here. It was just fun. Then we went fast, and the competition was great. There was times we'd have 100+ hobby stocks, and then they got so many of them they made a sportsman class, and you got to run safety hubs and different rims and headers and stuff like that. And then we went fast. I think I drove for 3 years before I won my first feature race, and I was following Larry Skalicki back then, and I followed him the whole feature race, and I thought, what the heck, I went into 3 and 4 on the outside of him, and I beat him and cut my right rear tire down, went across the finish line spinning around. Didn't care. I had a flat tire, and I drove all the way around just to carry that checkered flag.
What were the crowds like back then?
Fantastic. The specials were Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day, and people were sitting in the gravel in front of the grandstands. Not to get into things, but we ran for the gate, and if you had X number more people, your payoff went up. And so we told everybody we knew to come to the races, come to the races. There'd be more people in the stands, and you made more money. But it was a challenge because us young guys, we wanted to do it, and we're running against the veterans, and it was difficult because they'd intimidate us.
So it got a little intimidation in the pits and on the track.
Oh, yeah. There was one time I had a 57 Chevy, and the front was all beat up, and I went to the junkyard and got all new fenders and hood and bumpers and just got it in primer. And one of the great racers was Bobby Arbuckle, and he come up to me before the race, and he said, I'll guarantee that them fenders ain't going to be like that after the heat race, and he was right. I won it, but he was right. He took care of that fender and bumper. But
did they black flag people back then?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Roy Stein would come right out of the flag stand and lay it on the guy's hood or his windshield. When Kenny Wallstead was flagging, I think I won. I don't remember what I won that night, but I won something, and I come to get the checkered flag, and he held it next to his arm and handed it to me, and I grabbed it, and it was the black flag, and I went all the way around the racetrack waving the black flag, and I didn't know it until I come all the way around, and the fans were all yelling and applauding and everything, and I didn't know why they were yelling and applauding until Kenny showed me.
What were the announcers like back then?
Stu Reamer was phenomenal. He knew everybody's family, everybody's kids, the wives, where they were from, where they went to school, who they graduated with. Second owner of Elko was Phil Stewart, and my mom graduated with him in high school, which I didn't know till many years later. But the announcers, they kept the thing going. In intermission, they talked about stuff, and they could point people out in the grandstands and have people wave, and they had nicknames for the drivers, and it was pretty cool.
Were the announcers on the outside of the track or in the inside? Do you remember?
We're at the top of the grandstand, always.
I know there are some tracks where the announcers were in the actual infield and they'd be spinning around in circles.
Right. Here they had a stand in the middle, and that was for the officials and stuff. And there are some pictures, and I have some that the big tower was in the middle, and Raceway had a tower in the middle also, and they finally took it out.
Most memorable moment over the years for you?
1975 season championship. We had Grain Belt Beer for a sponsor, and I won the season championship race. And there was tons of people here. It was nice, beautiful weather and everything. And we went down, we got paid, and you got paid every night, and you got paid cash. They seen your heat race, your trophy dash, fast dash, your consolation race, and your feature, and they totaled all the money, and that's what you got. And you signed your name, and they gave you the green money. Well, that night I made $245. Went to Elko Town Bar, and all the big guys were there already, Cetrans and Shabrowskis, and everybody, were all Stangs, were all lined up at the bar, and I walked in, and they all looked and says, "He's paying tonight." And I spent half my winnings at the bar because I had to pick up the tab for everybody.
Well, and you still love it. I see you're still at the track today.
I was invited to come out and help the Beavers, which is a wonderful family deal, and see a lot of people that I hadn't seen in many, many years, and it's fun. People come up and says, "What are you doing here? How did they get you out here?" And it is for the love of the sport. I enjoy this racetrack. I enjoy the people. I promote it as much as I can. Way back with different promoters, we used to go borrow Blackie Wangren's road grader and grade all the parking lots and all the driveways in here because the rain would wash it out. I didn't get nothing for it. I did it because I liked the racetrack and the people. A lot of people have come through these gates, and a lot of people have spent tons and tons of money. It's way different now than it was back in the day, and I don't like that cliche. But it's still fun to come to the races and watch the guys and watch the late models and watch the guys progress through the classes. And there's not a lot of us old people here anymore. There's a handful. Yep. And we wave at each other and acknowledge, that we're still kicking and walking. So,
Skip Pollack, thanks for coming out here, and we invite everyone to come out to Elko Speedway on August 1st as we celebrate our 50th season of racing. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.